Welcome to the Impossible Twins podcast with Adrian
and Vanessa Cobbs, two twins exploring life, spirituality, pop culture, and the impossible.
Hello, we are back for episode 2. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everybody. It's been 1 week, just about, since we relaunched our podcast, and it's been an interesting week. But let's get into how was your week?
My week's been good. I'm very tired. It's school holidays here in Australia, which is like spring break, but it lasts like almost 3 weeks. So I've got 2 little girls that I'm trying to keep entertained, as you know, your nieces. And just keeping them busy.
So much energy.
They got so much
darlings.
energy. Yeah.
Oh, those are 2 most gorgeous, cute little girls. Well, all of our nieces and nephews are beautiful and angels, but obviously these are the closest to me in proximity, so, you know, they're near and dear to my heart, of course.
So how's your week?
Yeah, my week's been good. Just busy working, love my job. What else? Yeah, trying to do some fun stuff too. It's the work-life balance, I always struggle with. But yeah, some fun stuff. Went and saw Hail Mary last night because it's a little bit of a hiccup because
we were supposed to see it together tonight. When it first came out, but you kept saying, I'm on call, I'm busy.
Our brother-in-law lives about 2 hours away, and so we're not her husband, her husband's brother, our brother-in-law. He calls us his twin-in-laws. And we're very, very close. And so Juan and I and you and Clinton, we were all going to go see it together. But then Clinton's like, oh, no, I'm not staying. And we're supposed to see it Friday. So don't just blame it on me, please. And anyways, so Juan and I have been feeling under the weather. So we went and got hot pot last night. And then he's like, okay, yeah, when are we going to the movie? I'm like, okay. So I text Adrian, when are we going to the movie? What time? And then she tries calling me, but we're at dinner and we can't answer. And then she's like, oh, Clinton and I, we just booked our tickets. But there's no seats close to us, so just go and book somewhere else in the theater. And it's IMAX, so you want good seats. You don't want to be off to the side and everything. Defend yourself.
That's not how I remember it. Mm. We have been trying. We said, hey, Nessa and Juan, do you want to see it Saturday? Let's go to the movies. No, we're going to date night. That's our priority is date night. So we were like, okay. And then we said
Sunday.
I said, okay, maybe Sunday. And I'm like, oh, no, you won't want to because you work the next day. And then I said, oh, wait, no, you have the day off because I thought it was Anzac Day here in Australia, but it's the following week. And then we did not discuss it any further.
Yeah, so the next logical step.
And then you said, and then we tried to see you on Saturday, and you said, oh, I'm sick. We're sick. We're just going to rest and take it easy today.
I said, you can come over. You said, oh, you want to come to Kins Park with us? I said, I'm working, so that way we can film today, and then I have nothing to do, and we can see the movie. But anyway, what a good sister and brother-in-law would have been like, oh, hey, guys, we're booking the tickets. Let's all figure this out together. Not, oh, by the way, we booked the tickets.
It was a simple
Okay, we're going to do a poll. Who is right?
A simple miscommunication.
We saw it.
That's all.
We had a great time.
And you're peeking,
Yeah, we saw it last night. We had a great time. Would have been great to see it as a family.
Yeah, it would have on Saturday like we planned.
Okay. It's very important for relationships. Juan and I work extremely, extremely hard, so long. We're not our best versions during the week all the time with each other. So even though we're exhausted, we came over Friday night to have family night with them and everything. And so we like to try, we don't always do it, have a date night once a week. So Saturday would be the date night, then we film today and go see the movie.
It was just a simple miscommunication. Don't take it personally. And I think we should move on. It's just getting a little boring.
Yeah, move along. Thanks.
Okay, anyways, let's go straight to celebrity gossip.
What do we got?
All right, first up, Lena Dunham is on her book tour for her latest autobiography. Mm-hmm. Famesick is the name of the title. I read her first book. There was a lot of controversy because she just brings controversy on herself wherever she goes. But in the book, she's spilling the tea a little bit. So I'm going to read it or listen to the audible as soon as I can, because she talks a lot about her past co-stars, her relationship with Jack Antonoff. So it's got lots of the scoop, lots of tea to spill.
Okay.
And
no NDAs in her relationships.
Yeah,
That's good. Smart.
And I want to listen to the full details of, but she said her and Adam Driver had a really kind of tumultuous relationship with filming. You know, she was the creator, director, lead star, and it sounds like he didn't really respect her all that often. He got a little rough with her filming one scene, like was just a little bit too.
Yeah, so I only briefly read the headline with this one, and that he, don't quote me, I'm sorry, had tantrums on sets and stuff. And so I watched this series, and watching it, and I don't know if Adam is a method actor, but I always watching it, I was like, God, this guy, this character, and or this guy is super intense and volatile and everything. So it's like, okay, how much of that was written on the script, and how much did he bring of that? And obviously he has that in him if he's portraying that. Not to say all actors act that way outside of it, they just be really good actors, but yeah, that's a little concerning if he's after cut is still being this way. Is that what it's alleged?
Yeah, it sounds like maybe a little too method, but also wasn't respecting her as the director, and she said she was just too young and inexperienced to feel like she could say, hey, I'm your boss, like this is what I want, this is what I'm doing. It's hard. Actors are tricky to work with sometimes,
Well, and just as we talked about last week, there's, actor, director, when you're directing your co-star who's your love interest, there's just so many different dynamics at play there. Like it's hard enough with like a 9-to-5 job to have anything, and there's rules and regulations and HR and everything for a reason. Obviously same with sets, but it's so blurry intentionally.
Especially like heated emotions, you have to get into character.
Mm-hmm.
The lines blur. It's so tricky.
Yeah. Interested to hear more about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And now Harry and Meghan, our favorites, who we ride and die for. They have been on a self-funded tour, mind you, tour of Australia. And of course, getting lots of backlash because... Okay, I just want to clarify something. They never said that they... Please respect our privacy, like South Park did that episode, the privacy tour. Mm-hmm. No, they said they wanted safety. Big difference. They want to be safe.
Nobody wants to be harassed and everything, and anyone at that level, they have to have security because there's risk. Kidnapping risk. Look at Savannah Guthrie. Her mom's a kidnapping risk, and
exactly.
Who
Their
knows
kids
where she is.
Harry was, however, what was he, like fourth in line to the throne for a long time,
and everyone's favorite still is.
Yes, and so they wanted safety, and he saw the worst case scenario that could happen when his mom died. So there's nothing wrong with, okay, we want protection. We want the royal family to speak out and say, please, stop harassing my wife. Stop bullying her. Stop running negative fake articles. But if you read, more people need to read Harry's book, Spare, because in it, he alleges, he doesn't have any proof, but he firmly believes that Camilla's press people, William's press people, and Kate's press people leaked negative false stories to the UK media in exchange for more favorable stories about themselves.
All alleged, but
yeah, he's got he's got no proof. We've got no proof, but
no, of course.
It makes sense.
About how long the monarchy's been going on and how deep and all the stuff we don't know and stuff that gets covered up allegedly, so yeah.
And like Meghan was the stories about Meghan, like her making Kate cry. When Meghan cleared up, she said, no.
She made me cry.
Kate made me cry. And if you watch their interactions, like Kate just seemed very cold. And I'm sorry, we watched the mini series about Kate and William's story before they got married. There was like a Lifetime movie about them. And I don't know how much is true, it's probably all made up. But, Kate was supposed to go to university, saw that William was going to a certain university. She deferred a year so she could be in the same year group as him, became roommates with him. So the press always like calls Meghan manipulative and planning and weaseling her way in, but they don't have the same. Well, they used to have the same heat for Kate, but now they don't.
Yeah, because she's actually going to be the queen, and so real quick, and then we'll wrap this part up because I know we could just go back and forth, or not back and forth, just talk about Meghan and Harry all day long. He loves living a life of service, and Meghan as well. They're doing their tours and going to charities and stuff like that. They're never said, oh, we don't want to do any of that stuff. They're happy to do that. They just want some protection while they do it, because people are nuts.
And they wanted to be able to make their own money, which lots of royals do. Lots of royals do public service and make their own money.
They don't want to have to borrow it from some shady people who may or may not have off themselves, allegedly. Yes. Okay, let's move on.
Okay. Okay, this is a dark story. Ruby Rose has...
Australian actress.
Yes. Has alleged that singer Katy Perry sexually assaulted her 10 years ago?
10 years ago.
In Australia, and has now filed a police report about it. She spoke a lot about it before she filed the police report. Now she's filed one. She says that she can no longer speak about it. So she said they were in a nightclub years ago. She was laying on her friend's lap, and then Katy Perry exposed her genitals to her and rubbed it in her face.
And she projectile vomited.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what this. It's very, very sad. Obviously we don't know Katy Perry and anyone. There seems to be some interesting stories popping up around Katy Perry, though. She seems to be someone who kind of lives without a filter and acts without thinking at times. It's just kind of like putting herself out there, a little eccentric.
Yeah.
This is more than a little eccentric. This is sexual assault.
Sexual assault. And I'm sure...
Thinking she's joking.
Yeah. I'm sure she thought, oh, look at me, I'm crazy, I'm wild and fun, I'm flirting with a lesbian, I kissed a girl and I liked it, all that. But if a man did that to a woman, that's just... There's no gray lines.
Would have been
if he's like, oh, I was just having fun. No, it's sexual assault. Either way.
Yeah, and like I know Ruby Rose is getting a lot of backlash for it's like, oh, why now and stuff like that. It's like, well, what? Yeah, like yes, she's getting press and stuff, but obviously it affected her. Like, obviously, I don't know. It's affecting her. She's speaking out. It's okay to hold people accountable for things they've done.
Yeah,
and maybe I don't know. Maybe if Katie's just like, wow, I'm really sorry. In that time of my life, I was young, I was drunk. I'm really sorry. I'm accepting the consequences of it.
But she did not do that. She has denied all claims through her rep.
Well,
so, which I'm sure she's hoping that it gets swept under the rug. It's hard to prove, even though Ruby Rose says there was witnesses allegedly. We don't know.
Okay, watch this space. We'll see how it unpacks. Okay. Ooh, another dark one coming up on the... Well, you know what? Yeah, let's get into it. So Noah Beck, he's a TikTok star, influencer. We're so old.
Gen Z, so I don't know anything about him.
I have no idea who he is. But his sister has been accused of allegedly having an affair with her student.
She's a high school teacher.
And now, was he still a student when the affair was happening?
Yes, he was an underage student when it was happening. He later turned 18 while the relationship was still happening, but he was underage.
Okay. And then he was also having an affair with another teacher at the school, Angela Berlacca, not affair. They were assaulting a minor. Grooming and assaulting a minor.
And she was much older. So Haley Beck is in her 20s. I think she's 27, 28. The other teacher was nearly 50 or in her 50s. Much older.
Okay.
Crazy.
And I read the Daily Mail a lot, and it seems like at least a couple times a month there's a new female student, female teacher being exposed for affair with underage students. Now, as we talked about last week, in the grand scheme of things, we'd like to know, like, the truth about everything and stuff. You don't hear about it as much with men being exposed for the underage students they are grooming and raping. But do you think it's because the girls are like keeping it a secret better than like the male students who are talking?
Oh, no. I think it happens all the time. And
No, I know
I
it
think,
does.
no, I think the men get arrested all the time, but it's not a salacious news story.
Oh, because it happens all the time.
Yeah, so they're like,
Oh, God.
a man assaulted a child, and its water's wet, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah.
it doesn't make the news cycle as much because it's just probably so common.
That's true. I wonder. It'd be interesting to ask like a detective or something the stats on it. We should look at the stats. But again, I don't know because there's some that's probably the girls. I feel like they would have more like shame or just like not talk about it. Where the boys would probably be like, oh, I'm gonna brag and tell my friend, not really, fully understanding that they're being groomed and raped by an adult.
True. This child, it sounds like he felt very in control, and the text messages between the teacher have been leaked, and he
was calling her out.
Like, he was very mean. I mean,
so mean to her.
Which is good.
Yeah.
But she was just very. She just took whatever he did to her. He was like, "Come on, just send me some money. Just no, I don't care what you think." He was just
so like
this girl is just sad. No respect for herself.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people's takes are, and I think they're probably right. Is like maybe she wasn't very popular in high school, and then when she becomes a teacher, there's a power dynamic. So they get a certain amount of attention and respect from the students, and they're like want to be cool and
boys are
stuff.
talking to me, so they've got like a childlike mentality.
Yeah, because I just don't understand because it just happens like for men and women do this. I just don't why they would want to do it and why they think they would get away with it. Like, why would you throw your whole life away? Why would you do this to a child? Like, and she had a cop boyfriend, Haley.
She did. Oh, I thought
she did. No,
anyway, it needs to be studied more. The psychology of it. I don't know why it's not like. Because our kids are so vulnerable in school. We'd have no idea that, you might meet the teacher a couple times, parent-teacher conference. Hi, how are you? You get no idea who they are, what they're like. You can hear from your kids.
This is why I know this is not going to be a popular opinion. Where I work, there's cameras everywhere. And I'm glad for that because if you've got nothing to hide, there should be anyone who's working with students, children, any type of foster care, orphanage, it doesn't matter. It should be cameras everywhere.
Yeah, I agree.
Not in like, okay, say they've got their room or something or in the bathroom, not in there, but guess what? You would then know who's going in and out of that room.
And all interactions should be in front of a camera.
Yeah.
And like, with people like, privacy.
Okay. What's more...
Well, protection is more important than privacy.
What's more important? Psychologically scarring a child for life or making someone feel bad that you're recording and insulting them because you don't trust them. But it's not about that.
Yeah, what's wrong with having cameras in classrooms?
Yeah, the only people who would be upset about that is someone who has bad intentions. Yeah. Otherwise, why would you care?
Especially like if you know the camera's there, it holds. It's for your protection as well.
Like if there's
you get a false accusation. Or if there is an assault,
roll back the tape, roll back the audio. That's not what I said. That's not what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just.
I mean, people are like, privacy, nanny state. Well, if you got nothing to hide, it's not like
it's your classroom, or like if you're transporting a child in a car, okay.
Yes.
Again, and then it's not like someone's gonna be watching. You can put it in a safe database, and only like certain people can access it.
Yes.
Once it's if there's an allegation, okay, well, on this date, this is what they said. Let's go back and look. Oh, actually, that did happen. Or no, actually, it didn't happen.
And there's also, it's about accountability. But also, the higher-ups need to protect the children. So the principal of the Haley Beck School had reports to students came to him multiple times about both teachers saying, hey, these teachers are inappropriate with students, like multiple students, and specifically this student who they both assaulted. And
what was done?
Nothing.
So an investigation or conversation with the teachers?
Nope. Nope, doesn't sound like it. So the older teacher, Angela, was arrested first, and then when the police came to the school, the principal said, "Oh, you might want to look at this other teacher too. There's been reports."
Oh, by the way, yeah. And in the child's text messages to Haley, he's like, the police just came and interviewed me about this other teacher, Angela. Like, don't contact me. And she's like, I feel like you're being weird.
Yeah.
I feel like you're being weird.
Are we okay?
Are you okay?
I need to see you.
He's like, what are you like?
He's like, you're dumb.
Yeah, but we're not that. We want her to get away with it.
No,
but
no.
he should.
But it just shows like she's got no sense, no idea what she was even doing was wrong.
Yeah.
Had to know, but just people need to be studied.
We do. I'm looking forward to. Well, I won't be here, but I'll be reincarnated. 100 years. The psychology coming out of just everything. Okay,
Anyways, let's move on.
Yeah. Real Housewives of
Miami news.
Yeah, so this show's on pause again.
Yes.
Is that right?
They need to bring it back. I loved it.
Yeah.
Lisa Hochstein, who was married to a plastic surgeon named Lenny, who was very rich, and a couple seasons ago, sad he got, hot mic moment, being horrible to her.
And talking about her. Right?
Talking bad about her, talking about his mistress that he was seeing, how he couldn't wait to see her.
Yeah, they've got 2 little kids.
And so they got divorced. It was not amicable at all. But it sounds like it was starting to get amicable because he let her borrow one of his cars, one of his nice cars. And when Lisa returned it to him, he felt something under the mat of his feet and saw that there was recording devices. So Lisa had been allegedly recording him with her ex-boyfriend, but current boyfriend at the time, helped plant the listening device.
So what do you think? Do you think she was wanting to get some confirmation about something or some dirt on him so she could get more money? Because I know that he was not trying to. I don't think he was trying to give her very much money in the divorce or anything. And her boyfriend at the time, he was rich. So I don't know if it was a money thing or I don't know. I mean, I can't speak to it. I know if I were in her shoes, I would have been quite traumatized too. But for the kids' sake, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm interesting to see what comes out about it and why, if she felt maybe who knows, she could have any reason. Maybe she felt the kids were in danger, or maybe she just wanted to get more dirt for the divorce. Who knows? 2 wrongs don't make it right. But the fans of Lisa are she did nothing wrong. Lenny's a dirtbag.
I know. I mean,
I was not a fan. I thought he was a horrible husband, and she seems. I mean, she's got her issues, but she didn't deserve to be humiliated like he did.
Yeah, no, I remember watching that season. So I mean, I'm team Lisa. Just be nice to your ex-wife. She gave you 2 children. Give her what she wants.
Yeah, and you're rich. Don't
rich.
Don't be stingy.
Yeah. What's his nickname? Is Dr. Boobs or something like that?
Yes.
Mr. Boobs?
Something like that.
I know someone who allegedly got their boobs done by them. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I don't think, if I remember correctly, I don't think she was very happy with them. Allegedly. I don't know. Anyway.
Moving on. Oh, super sad news.
Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Sorry, we know we go all over with this podcast, but these are things that are interesting to us, and it is what it is.
So that's what we want to talk about.
This is what we want to talk about. Okay, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I didn't watch this last season too much, but there's Mary, who is a pastor.
Yeah, Mary Cosby. She owns a church. She's a pastor.
She ended up losing the church at one point because everyone said it was a cult, but she got it back.
I think she got it back. It was closed for a little bit, but I think it's running again. So sad. She just lost her only child.
To overdose, I think, right?
Yeah.
Did the autopsy come out?
Yeah, just heartbreaking.
And he was on the show and talked about his struggles and everything.
And yeah, they both touched everyone's heart because Mary was so supportive, and we hadn't seen that side of her of being a mother and loving. She's known for being a crazy kook, and very opinionated and doesn't care what anyone thinks. She
doesn't always show her soft side.
Yeah, she's very prickly. Didn't have many friends on this show, but she did really connect and had a true friendship, it looked like, with another housewife, Angie K, who I loved. I know she's getting some backlash from the last season. But
I really liked their friendship because Mary didn't like her at first.
Yeah, so rude.
But then what was the moment? Was it at the reunion where Angie K, she like fixed her hair or something like that, and you can like see in Mary's face like change to her, and then all of a sudden she's like, I love Angie K.
Yeah.
It's just like one small act of kindness.
Yeah. I mean, they're both great TV, but super sad because they really did seem to have a genuine friendship, and Mary just didn't have a lot of friends, and so I was really happy for her. But they've unfollowed each other on Instagram, which we know is...
Well, we don't know. It could be maybe, we like to think that our Housewives shows is 100% authentic and real, but maybe sometimes they plant something for the next season because they know people will talk about it,
Hopefully.
They're just more like a little inconvenience. No matter her, kind of unfollow her.
Yes, true, because they did clash a bit last season, so...
And subconsciously or consciously, I might be like, okay, well, I know people are monitoring who I follow, and this minor inconvenience, I'm going to do it, and it's going to turn into something, and that's how it is.
Yeah, they're both a bit of divas, but I love them, and I hope they find their way back to each other.
I do too. Okay, well, since we're just into reality TV, let's keep it going.
Let's get into Summer House. Do we want to start with the latest news first before we get into the episode?
Are you talking about the Yankees?
Yes. So West and Scamanda were seen at a Yankees game and just happened to be put on the kiss cam. Oh, what are the odds of hundreds of thousands of people they got spotted and were put on the kiss cam?
Well, some people are saying that they were like arguing and then they realized that they were on there, so one or the other was like, oh, let's kiss, because they're arguing. People know. I think they told them ahead of time they're going to be there?
Yes. And it was the day that Ciara's Glamour magazine cover came out. And so they just happened to be seen and just happened to be put on the kiss cam.
Is it Sierra or Ciara?
Sierra.
Sierra. Yeah. Terrible.
I
mean, but I just don't get what their thought process is, and I guess we'll get more of an insight. Excuse me. Let me finish. You interrupt me a lot. Love you. Let me finish a thought. I know it takes me a minute to get it out. Thank you. Now I lost my train of thought. But I'll be interesting to see their state of mind, like at the reunion, because like how are they maneuvering right now? Like, why are they just like putting in people's faces like, yeah, this is us, we're together, we're in love, and so it's worth it, it's heading towards marriage? Or do they really just not care, or they think they're like justified?
Everyone online believes they are trying to normalize their relationship ahead of the reunion. Show them they want to be out in public as much. We're in love. This is real. We wouldn't have done this to Ciara if it wasn't for true love. So don't be too mad at us. This is the real deal. Normalize it.
I mean, yeah, and there's something to it. If they're hiding away, like say they were hiding away this whole time, until the reunion, then it's almost like they know they did something bad. Like, yeah, we know we were ashamed and stuff like that. So I think it's smart of them because, the world, us included, we get very outraged about things, but like look at Trump or how different politicians act. They're like, apologize for nothing, admit nothing, and then keep it moving, because who's going to do anything about it? Who's going to do anything about it? If you just act like you don't care, go on with your life. And look, at the end of the day, if they want to be together, like, as even Sierra said the last episode, like, I know he doesn't like owe me anything. So it's not like we're like, oh, he needs to be with Sierra and not Amanda. It's not that. It's like, okay, this is what they want to do, but we don't have to. We can think it's gross. We cannot ship this relationship.
Exactly. And I think they saw what happened with Scandival years ago. Tom Sandoval and Raquel had an affair. Cheated on Tom cheated on Ariana. And then Tom and Raquel didn't even end up together. Like, as soon as the reunion happened, she went to rehab. They broke up. She didn't see it. They did not see each other.
She felt deep shame about it.
So everybody was like, well, so that was all for nothing. Like, you cheated on. So it wasn't true love. It wasn't. What were you doing for? Why did you hurt Ariana for nothing? So I think, Wes and Amanda were like, okay, if we are together and we're out, and
I think Rachel is a more sensitive soul than Amanda. And though she's a bit dumb, like, oh, did not really care about Ariana and just did it, I think she's like, feels a deep shame. Because it was huge. It's bigger. It was much bigger in the world than this one. This is a smaller scale thing. But yeah. Okay, so let's get into the episode. Oh, it's, for those of you who aren't watching, you're missing out because the study of this, Amanda and Kyle, they're struggling, and they never should have been married, in my opinion. He's been very terrible to her, but she knew that when she married him anyway. But now that we know that there was at least an infatuation, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt, West and Amanda, during this last season, though a lot of us do think the affair had already started. But it's interesting because in this last episode, he's like, I invited, they had a Vegas style party, and he said, he invited all girls. It was like 25 girls or something like that. And so he's like, no one would even shown up to this party. It wasn't for me. And him and Sierra had been like flirting and stuff like that. Will they, won't they? And then this girl, Sierra's sitting like, even like right here,
almost touching.
She's almost touching, and his back's like this. And then the girl's sitting on his lap, and he's like, I used to kind of date this
girl next to us.
Yeah, and then he starts making out with her.
Right next to her, like almost touching Sierra and making out with this
When
girl.
the last weekend, he's like rubbing her back and
flirting
legs and like, yeah, no, they didn't like date, have this like, they were going to get married or anything like that. But at the end of the day, they are friends, and that's not how you treat your friends, especially if you know she's struggling and obviously still has feelings with you. Then you just be, a little more respectful.
And it's fine. You date, make out with the girl, take her to your bedroom, take her anywhere. Yeah. It's a huge house, huge property. You don't do it practically sitting on Ciara.
And that's what she's, said. Like, okay, he doesn't see me. So if you can't even see me sitting right next to you, how would you ever see me in a relationship and a friendship?
That's what her thing is. She's like, she's keeping him at arm's length, doesn't even know if she wants to be friends with him. And this just proved why, because he doesn't see her.
Yeah.
And is disrespecting her. Like.
Yeah, exactly. But then watching Amanda, you can tell she's like jealous, but also like at this point still like defending Sierra and him and being like, well, I forget exactly what she said, but she was like kind of sticking up for Sierra, like, like, why is he doing this and stuff? But then I wonder like how much of it is her being jealous too because she wants to be with him or secretly being with him. Now, Kyle started a DJ career like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago or something, because Amanda was doing starting a bikini line because she wanted something of her own. And then he's like, oh, well, why don't I just become a DJ? And to her point, not that I wanted to defend her very much about anything, but she's like, I didn't marry a DJ. And he's gone traveling the country and stuff. And they're already
every weekend, yeah.
And they're already struggling. So she's home alone. And then West, maybe he was just there to support her. And then they obviously started having feelings for each other. But it's just the way they went about it.
And I'm sorry, you don't jump from a 10-year marriage to a new relationship with your friend's ex.
Yeah.
Like be single for a minute, Amanda. Go get therapy. Work on yourself.
It just shows her codependency and everything, wanting to do that. Like, yeah, like you had the world at your fingertips and you're throwing it away for West.
And that's the only reason why she left the marriage is because she had another guy lined up.
She never would have left. Because that's what she thought.
She said that. She said, who's going to want me if I leave Kyle? Who else is going to want me? So the girl needed to work on her self-worth.
Exactly. And West is apparently allegedly getting a show in Wisconsin, where he's from.
Oh.
Yeah, about him and his. Yeah, so it's like.
Or Summer House.
Wherever he's from.
The Ozarks. Summer House Ozarks.
Where's that?
You watched the show.
I watched the Ozarks. I couldn't finish it. My anxiety was too intense. So he's obviously going to be there for filming. So is she going to come and be on that show?
She's going to follow him everywhere.
She's going to have to. She's going to have to keep an eye on him if she doesn't want him to cheat, allegedly. Okay.
Yeah. But the rest of the episode, I love Sabrina, love Ben. I want them on the city. I want them to be friends with Andrea.
Yeah, they're sweet. Sabrina, she's very sweet. The way she talks is very like she's being, like she knows she's being recorded.
Oh, really?
Sabrina. It's very she's
thought,
kind of like hippie dippy, but she's just very like, yeah, I wouldn't do that to you. But I don't know. But if that's how, I feel like Ben would be like, you have a different voice. You're acting different with the cameras are rolling. So it must be how she talks.
I think she's unique and very, but very authentic. Like she is an odd.
She's
heart on her sleeve, and that's why.
All right.
And that's why I believe, because people on the show, like Jesse's alleging that Ben and Sabrina have been together this whole summer, and he was pretending not to have a girlfriend. But no, I think she did come on strong and say, "I love you" right away, and I think that did scare Ben, and he was like, "Oh."
Wait, did she say "I love you" straight away? He said,
yes,
I missed
he
that
said,
part.
yeah.
Like how right away?
Like a week into dating, something like that. Like so soon, and so he was like, hit the brakes, went on the show, but then he couldn't stop thinking about her because she does seem amazing. And then on this episode, they're in the kitchen, and he is apologizing to her. He's like, I'm sorry, you know, I got scared. I didn't know it was good for me. And she's like, yeah, why did you do that? And he's like, I didn't know it was good for me, but now I do. And they've been together since then. They're still together on Instagram now. He's posted a gushing tribute for her birthday, and I love
she's amazing. She's stunning. It seems very, very have a high level of empathy and emotional intelligence.
And I think she's like a high fashion model. She was posting like with, I forget, some big name designer, her ad in it. So
good on her.
Yeah,
good on her. Okay.
Kyle. This isn't in the episode, but was seen.
Okay, Kyle, Amanda's estranged husband. They're not divorced yet. So more reality lore here. Meghan King, used to be Meghan King Edmund, was on Real Housewives of Orange County. I liked her on there. She married a former professional baseball player, and then like straight away they did IVF to have kids and stuff, and then I think they were very honest about it. They had a threesome, and then her husband started having an affair with the lady he had a threesome with and left her. And since then, it sounds like it's been a rough road for Meghan. I think she was arrested not too long ago.
Yes, she gave one of her other kids, ADHD medication, who it wasn't prescribed to, and
the husband found out and reported her. Yeah. So I think there's a lot of allegations flying back and forth. Oh,
but anyways, she was spotted kissing Kyle at Page Six party.
Yeah, which just seems like the oddest pairing. But he's been seen with everyone every day. He's at a club. Now, to be fair, it's not like he's saying, "Oh, I'm with these girls" and stuff like that. If he's out all the time and talking to someone snatch a picture, it looks like...
Well, they kissed.
I know, but I'm talking about the other women. Because they're like, oh, he's with this person. It's like, well, he's at a club. He's a DJ.
He's single now. And
but Meghan King, okay, good on you. You never know who's going to be a good
I don't think he's ready to be a stepdad, but...
No, but maybe she's just having fun. She's just getting the headlines.
True.
Good on her. Get on her. She's had a rough road, so have a little fun with the hottest reality star hot ticket. What else do we got? Where else we got? Okay. I know this is just might as well just turn into a Bravo show because you got to watch it. Rhode Island.
Real Housewives of Rhode Island
is my new favorite. I think of all the Housewives show. The level of authenticity, allegations, and honesty about it, because a lot of the Housewives shows over the years, the women really want to hide what's going on. They don't want their dirty
don't talk about my marriage, don't talk about family, nothing.
But it's like, well, you're signing up for this, so
these women have so many skeletons in their closets,
and they air them all. I've never seen anything like it. It's most fascinating.
Reluctantly. But why would you, if you have that many skeletons, why would you go on the show?
But I don't think they just, in the skeletons that they do mind to hide, but then there's some they don't mind. So let's get, okay. Kelsey, she met her rich boyfriend when she was 20. So gorgeous mansion in Rhode Island. And 6 months out of the year, her boyfriend is with another girl or women in Miami.
Or his family?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, we don't know, but so she knows that that's been fine for the past 10 years.
She's dating a guy that she knew since high school now.
She's like, I have I have a boyfriend. There was
This guy makes good money, but he can't provide the life that my current boyfriend is.
And she's like, I'm not opposed to working, but I just don't want to. Like, hey,
good on her.
I get it, but
then, should we get into Liz? So Liz, her emotional affair got exposed last episode, and then she's throwing a Studio 54 for her husband this episode. And
so Liz, our beautiful few listeners who probably don't watch the shows, but who may listen, we got to fill them in a little bit. So Liz is a stepmom. She's got a husband. They've been together for how many years?
Long time.
Yeah. So her husband, long time into their marriage, decided to pick up what kind of fishing? Commercial.
Deep sea fishing, something like
that. Yeah. So 3 weeks out of the month, he's away.
He was away, yes.
For like how many years? For
years.
For years.
So she started hanging out with his best friend, a guy named Dino. And there was a bunch of rumors about her and Dino because they would go out on like dates. It looked like
dancing, just the two of them and everything. And so her friend they're all at this winery. Oh gosh, this is this.
Well, that was the last episode. Her friend Alicia said, "Oh, aren't you having an affair? Or what was going on with you and Dino?" And so she was angry. And then now this episode, Kelsey brings it up and was like, "Why would you bring Dino here?" Because Dino came to the party. And Liz said, "I want everyone to see our dynamic. We are all friends. There wasn't an affair."
She said, did we cross the line? Yes. Did we sleep together? No. So who really knows that? Joe Ellen says that Rhode Island is apparently a very big swinging community. And it sounds like they've all, you know everyone from high school and you all stay there.
Yeah, it's all very...
Yeah, but so Liz is like, I want everyone to see that, we're together and friends, and her husband and Dino are friends. But then, yes, Kelsey, the kept woman with the boyfriend, is like, why did you bring him here?
Why did you bring Dino here? It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. And Liz gets so mad and she storms away. Kelsey follows her, and then she's like, well, what about you and Dino? You and Dino have
your histories of, that's what you want to
you want to hide that you guys had a history together and try and expose me. So, and then Kelsey gets upset and looks like she's gonna leave.
Yeah, and that's how that episode ends. But there's just so much, because as you mentioned last time, I had to catch up on both episodes last night and today because I never finished. Rula. They were like, Joellen had sent her a picture of the mistress sitting on her husband's husband's lap, and sent it to her. And she's like, "Oh, well, send me the picture." And then they, as you said last time, but I'm just really just watching. You gotta watch this. They called Joellen's work.
Well, the husband called Joellen's work,
or his friend did.
Or told his friend who worked at the practice that Joellen worked with, and he said, "Oh, I want you to just talk to her and tell her to stop spreading lies about me." But there was no lie. He's like, evidence. It was proof.
He said it had an affair, and then it's over with now. But everyone's like, no, it's not over with.
And then so Joellen and her husband sit Rula and her husband down. Joellen's husband confronts them and says, you try to get my wife fired. You're trying to take money out of my kids to buy my kids food.
Yeah. She's like, my husband pays the mortgage and I pay for everything else. That's what Joellen said.
So her husband really had her back and was like, this is BS. And then Joellen goes, and the affair is still going on, by the way. And Rula looks at her husband. She's like, what are you going to say? Defend yourself.
He's like, you guys have said it
at all. So he didn't deny it.
No.
Poor Rula, beautiful, is in such denial.
And so I'm like, he's a podiatrist, so he makes probably makes a lot of money, but you can't leave. Oh, it turns out she's a boss bitch financial advisor. She runs a finance company.
Oh, she has her own money. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
She says in the episode,
it's culturally,
I'm not going to get, I'm against divorce. I'm not going to get divorced. And then they said, but aren't you already divorced? were you already married once? And she goes, I'm not going to talk about that.
Yeah, because she's saying culturally, with their backgrounds, you don't really.
Yeah, she's Lebanese, so.
Yeah, and look, if she doesn't, she's got kids and stuff, and she doesn't want to leave her husband. It sounds like she's done it before, so I don't know. He's playing in her face, and
I mean, and then so he won't defend himself. They both just don't say anything. They leave. They then leave the party, and she's like,
in the car.
Why didn't you say anything? Why didn't you defend yourself? Oh, there was nothing to say. And she's like,
and early in the episode, he's like, no, it was over and done with. Like,
and she's like, well, it's over, so you should have just said that. And
well, he's like, what? He's like, I let you track me, and everything. So, I mean, if he was having an affair, like, and she tracks his location, I mean, she would know. Unless
I'm sure he's got ways around it, or the girl just comes to him.
Yeah,
at work.
Podiatry. Oh, I'm working late and stuff. Oh, I'm sick for her.
I'm sick for her too. And this guy is nothing. He's a nothing of a man. What are you? Ugh.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even seem like he has a good personality.
No.
So what?
I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Who else should we talk about? Because on them, I love.
I felt so bad for Alicia. She is a stay-at-home mom. Has been with her fiance. They've been engaged for 4 years, but I don't know how long they've been together.
A long time.
They've got 2 kids. She says she doesn't want to get married because everyone she knows is divorced or in a bad marriage. 5 of her aunts are all divorced. Her dad left her mom, didn't give her any money.
And sold their house, and they had to move in with their grandma, I
Yes.
believe she said. Which I know, I absolutely feel for her, and she's like, oh, I hate having to ask for money from him. But
for her husband, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I just don't understand, like, because the house isn't in her name or anything like that. So is this the only power she has, that he wants to get married, and then she's like, no? Because regardless if they're married or not, if he's not putting your name on anything and you don't have any money, then what?
Yes, marriage is your only protection. I mean, I don't know the laws in Rhode Island,
yeah.
But they've got kids. So anyways, I hope she's making lots of money from this show. I think maybe that's why she's doing it, so that she's got a nest egg.
There's always this theory that, if a woman's planning on getting divorced, she goes on Real Housewives, because she
can make her own money.
Wants the relationship to be exposed subconsciously or consciously, like, oh, look at how he treats me. Because a lot of them, when they go on the show, it leads to divorce within a few years or eventually. But who knows the statistic? Is it higher with this or in real life? Because most marriages end in divorce. So, yeah. But yeah, I feel for her. Ashley, she's so sweet. I love that. As we said, she came from the Bachelor thing. I feel for her. I don't know. It sounds like her husband they both make money from being influencers and everything, but he wants something that's like his own. He's putting all his energy into this
restaurant called Audrey's, and he's got to be there all the time. They leave the party and he's got to duck in to check on it. I mean, yeah, restaurants are just time-consuming money pits. They're so hard.
I would open a food truck, so it's all contained in there, make really good food, but like, because we'll get into that with let's move on. Maybe we should just move on to Atlanta, talk about
yes
Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now you got just watch these shows. Just trust us. It's a nice escape. We all have stressful lives, day-to-day lives, work or not. It's nice to just unpack and watch other people share about their struggles and tribulations.
Yes. Yes, Atlanta, these women, it's got to be one of the best franchises ever. Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Love.
I mean, one episode, we jump from storyline to storyline. There's so much going on. The dynamics are always shifting. The alliances are always shifting. It's so much fun. They all have the best personalities I've ever seen.
They are all stunning.
They're all stunning.
All of them. I'm just staring at them like I'm going to copy your makeup, hair, your style, everything. Clothes.
And they're so honest. They're so real.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about this last episode. So Phaedra, I don't think we watched this far back in Atlanta, but Phaedra, this very, very famous housewife. She's so funny.
This clip has gone viral over the years of when she was pregnant. She comes from a very religious family. It looks like was pregnant before she got married and was lying about
back then they were all at brunch together and they're like, when's your due date? And she's like,
oh, I'm 5 months pregnant. And they're like, but her due date was coming up much sooner.
So they're like, well, isn't your due date coming up soon? She's like, oh yeah.
But you're gonna have it early.
It's healthy to have a baby
early when everything the baby's cooked and ready.
Yes.
You can have the baby early. And these are all mothers she's talking to, and they're like, no, that's not how it works. You can't have a baby 4 months early.
Yeah. She's just like, yeah, if it's healthy, she's just gotta, So it's a funny callback to that because her son's driving and stuff like that.
So yes, seems like a great mom. And she brought up the fact, she's like, it was just yesterday that I didn't know when my due date was, and now he's driving me in a car.
So it's cute that she could poke fun at herself then. Kelly.
Okay.
Portia, I love Portia, but she's always so messy. So messy.
Yes. So she invites Kelly and some of the girls to a high tea, and then just calls Kelly out and says,
No. So it's just her and K Michelle, this at having brunch or whatever. It's just the three of them because K Michelle's like, what am I doing here? And then she invites her out and calls Kelly out for talking about stealing someone's husband on a podcast. And then she's like, and just thought, we should talk about you and the married man that you slept with, And she's like what? What do you mean? She's like, yeah, I was with the guy who was on the phone with the guy the married man you were in the bed you met on a plane.
It was all very confusing.
It was very confusing. And she's like, and then you were talking about me and Dennis. And Kelly's like, I'm not talking about you and Dennis. Have you seen Dennis lately? One of Portia's exes who's not attractive, never has been. She's like, why would I be thinking about you and him while I'm in bed with someone else? But the way she acted, she may have slept with the guy she met on a plane.
I mean, whether she knew he was married or not, who knows? It seems like there's a lot going on. Yeah. It was very confusing, but hilarious because they seemed to have got over it quickly and they hugged it out and were like, let's move on.
They were not over it.
And poor Kelly, she's so far in debt. She's a restaurateur. She's opening up another location of one of her chicken and waffle restaurants and was in $100,000 worth of debt.
She hadn't quite opened the restaurant.
Yes, and was worried she wasn't going to open it. She opened it this episode, and they said it was delicious food.
Yeah, she knows her chicken and waffles. But we'll skip down to Pinky, who is owns Slutty Vegan, and at one point she was worth $100 million and had how many restaurants of her Slutty Vegan?
I don't know. But yeah, it was a franchise, and it was a very successful franchise, it sounds like. And then...
But she trusted the wrong people. And that's what... See, I want to be a businesswoman. I am a businesswoman. But a restaurant, I would not... You have to be so careful opening up that many in the oversight you have to have because it's so easy for people to embezzle with restaurants.
Managers, they have access to all the financials and everything. So we don't know what happened, but... Sounds like maybe she sold the franchise.
She had to. Oh. Because she filed for bankruptcy, so she lost the rights to her company for I think 45 days. It was $20 million in debt, but then was able to climb her way
and buy back the rights to her restaurant.
Yeah.
She's now
getting there.
Relaunching them.
So stressful. And then her husband looks like he has Philly cheesesteak restaurants too, that he's doing it. So they're talking about having, him doing really well and him having to support her during this time, mentally and everything. And he maybe wasn't there for her. Yeah. That would be so hard too. You think we just go into business together, not have conflict, running restaurants as hard as it is. And then doing so many and then separate ones as a married couple. But I guess it's good because his were doing well and hers were not bad, so
it balanced out. Yeah. But I'm glad she's back on track and it sounds like she's really successful again and getting there. Yeah, and I want to try it because she's a vegan at the Kelly's Chicken and Waffle restaurant opening. She refused to try any of the food.
She's been a vegan for a long time. K Michelle, I
love. Oh, bless her.
K Michelle, yeah, country singer actress. Interesting story with her, was with her guy for a long time. Then but he didn't want to marry her, or she didn't want to marry him.
She didn't want to marry him at first, and then he didn't want to marry her, so they broke up.
And she was going to marry somebody else, but then he was like, well, wait a minute. And so they're back together.
And they eloped.
And so she was going to go, getting ready to go sing.
Perform at a country music awards show.
And then she said she got up and like the sofa was like soaking wet because she's really broke down in this episode. She's been struggling with health issues for years because she got illegal like silicone
back alley silicone injections
to make her butt better. She's like, I already had a big butt. She's like, I was just going over the top and now it's like the tissue's necrotic and she just has all these health issues, and I don't know if she'll ever be like, what do you do with that? That's like the most heartbreaking thing.
So it sounds like it got infected, but she
got infected, and so they had to like blow dry her so she go and sing real quick, and then like go to the hospital. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, so the surgeon said we're gonna go back in and have surgery, get the infection out. I just hope she's okay. I hope she's okay now.
Oh my gosh.
Because beautiful inside and out, great personality. Gorgeous voice. Yeah. I just want her to be.
Love her.
But yeah, she opened up like she's having fertility issues. I don't know if it's related to that. She wants another kid.
Yeah. Your body's like.
She has a son from years ago, an older son.
She's always wanted a mini me,
a little girl. So I hope she gets it.
We'll see. Drew, very, very happy for her. We're gonna have to watch her movie.
It looks good. The CGI doesn't look good, because they made a Alien movie.
Yeah.
And they had the premiere of that on this episode as well. But her acting looks great.
She's She gives her all. I've just seen like a few things of her and like clips and stuff like that. But I want to see the movie. Because with that, let's go into, we watched a movie, speaking of CGI and stuff like that, we watched a movie that was filmed in Australia here, Albany.
Western Australia.
It's supposed to be in Tasmania, but...
Yeah, filmed down south in Albany.
Called We Bury the Dead.
Yes, by a local Perth filmmaker who's now making Hollywood movies and with big budgets. And it was a great movie. It was a zombie film.
With Daisy Ridley.
But with such a fresh take on a zombie film, which is hard to do. So many zombie films, it's the same story.
Yeah.
Infection.
But this one's a little slow. It was good. I really enjoyed it. It was a little slow because I guess my expectations are too high because with a zombie movie you expect like a lot of like.
Yeah, it was not your typical zombie. So don't go in thinking it's going to be your typical zombie movie. It has a nice.
Yeah, but the practical effects or makeup was really really good for this one, and maybe little obviously just a little bit of CGI. So really spend money with that. So back to Drew's movie. It looks like they did CGI and like the costume, but you got to spend a lot of money on that.
If you're gonna have an alien invasion, you really
that's where all your budget should be going to. But I know, but let's watch. I'm excited to watch it.
Let's get into TV a little bit. Now, we watched most of Love Story. I finished it last night. It's the JFK Jr. and Carolyn Bissett's story. Don't finish it.
I'm not going to. So Clinton, our brother-in-law, came in and he's like, did you feel really emotional or upset at a certain time last night? And I was like, well, maybe. Juan and I were watching the Hail Mary movie and there was a part, not like in the movie, but I got like a pretty, there was an intense like moment, and I was like, what time was it? And he was like, around 11:30. I was like, oh, that might have been about the time that happened. So yeah, well,
the last episode is the plane crash where they died, and I sobbed for 30 minutes straight, sobbing, shaking. It was the saddest thing I've ever seen, and it was mostly, it wasn't graphic. They didn't show anything.
Just the impact and everything.
Yes, like showing Carolyn finding out, his sister finding out, showing the mom finding out.
Who lost her 2 daughters. Yes,
and that was a heartbreaking scene. That the mom goes and meets with Carolyn's husband, so JFK's brother-in-law, to discuss funeral arrangements. And he's like, the family, has the Kennedy plot, but, Carolyn can be buried with him on the Kennedy plot here or the Kennedy plot there. And she goes, no one's even said Lauren's name. She goes, I lost 2 daughters. What about her? She's like, she goes, your son is all over the headlines shining. No one's even saying Lauren's name. She said, Carolyn's like inside the newspaper. She's like, Lauren's barely a footnote. And that's so true. I didn't even know that before the episode.
She lost both daughters. Oh my God, I can't.
So they ended up, the mom and JFK's sister had like a beautiful moment where they're like grieving together after like the mom confronting Carolyn. And then Karen's like, John said he always wanted to be cremated and buried at sea. She's like, why don't we do that for all of them? And they can all be buried as one together. Which was sad.
Okay.
Even though the ocean killed them.
But I know, I was like, I'm not finishing that.
Don't. No. I just saw, my eyes are still red.
Okay. Moving on.
Do you want to talk about Love on the Spectrum anymore? Your favorite?
Well, I wish you would just watch it all, but I already watched it, and I made Adrian and Clinton watch some clips of. It was very late. It was already getting very late, and we had watched the zombie movie. I was like, I'm going to show you Dylan, and I'm going to show you Logan. We'll skip everybody else. You can go back and watch. And are they not just the sweetest?
Yeah, you said that you cried from the cuteness overload, and I was crying as well because Logan is the cutest, sweetest, gentle soul, pure, authentic angel light.
I need him to go on a tour to just promote himself and meet his fans, and I'll go to meet and greet. I just need to have a conversation.
I want all his dreams to come true, whatever he wants.
I'll pay whatever amount of money. And same with Dylan, who lives with his mom, a single mom working. They share a bedroom, not a bed, but a bedroom. I'm like, oh my God, please get on TikTok, go viral, have meet and greets. I'll pay. He deserves everything. He has pillow friends. His mom works, so he's at home all day. And he's like, I have my pillow friends.
It's so sad.
Like he needs to go do outings and stuff with.
Yeah, he should have a support worker taking him to different shows and everything.
Hello, princess.
Hi, we're still filming. Can you go upstairs?
We're almost done. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
And it's your turn to we'll interview you. We're gonna be interviewing Sophia next.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I need them all to become very, very rich, so they can have friends and whatever they want in life.
Yes. Okay. And real quick, books. Count My Lies. I need you to read it or listen to it because Lindsay Lohan is currently filming the miniseries of the book. It's a good book.
Okay. All right. I'm on it. Are you guys watching? Are you guys listening or reading? Get on Audible.
Okay. So TikTok, our favorite hobby. There is a person on there her handle is called Viper Pilot Kara Thrace. And she tells a story time about how she's talking to her niece and just about how her life living in New York in her 20s, living in a loft with 3 guys. And she was a school teacher who played ukulele and just the fun life she had back then. And her niece was like, that sounds like your Jess Day from The New Girl. And she's like, oh, I never really thought about that. But yeah, there's a lot of similarities. And she goes, oh, and I actually did the creator of the show. I went to college with her. She was a little bit below me and we didn't know each other, but yeah, I think she came to our loft and went to parties there. And
it's just now occurring to her.
Yeah, she just never put it together like that.
Because obviously it would have been very different from her reality of her life and stuff, but the facts that the 3 guys and the ukulele and
the teacher. So she's done like a bunch of research, and then people sent her a clip like of the creator of the show saying, the inspiration was I was at college and then I used to go to this loft and hang out with these guys and there was 3 of them and just she didn't mention the girl, but maybe because they did meet, but they didn't know each other well. So I think maybe the guys told her about it and it was the inspiration of the show. But this girl, Kara Thrace, she's like, don't anybody reach out to the creator because I don't want her to think like I'm trying to get money or for being the inspiration or anything.
I would.
Yeah. So that's what I thought it was interesting because like, how would you feel if you were like watching a TV show and then you noticed that the character was based on your life and no one ever consulted you?
well, I'm waiting for it. Can only be a matter of time with me. You never know.
Yeah,
But I'd be very upset. I guess kind of like why the Kennedys family is very upset about this whole show, very detailed. And if you're not brought into it, and then Michael Jackson's story, I think his daughter is quite upset. Like, how would you feel?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it depends on the show. Jess Day is a very like beautiful, fun character. So I think that's why the girl.
Yeah, and it's just loosely like taking the character.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It's not saying this is this person. So that is a very big difference.
Yeah, I think that's why the girl didn't recognize herself in her, because nothing was consulted. It was just like really the living situation and the job. So I don't know. I think it would depend on how I was depicted. If I was depicted as like a fun, happy, great teacher or whatever, the best version would be great. But if people like knew like a dark time of my life and dramatized that without consulting me,
like that. Oh yeah, that would be.
Well, because that happened to Pam Anderson. Like no one consulted her about Pam and Tommy.
Yeah,
you know, Seth Rogen created the show, which I watched without knowing. And it was a great show, and it was fascinating. And she came across great in the show, and it really highlighted like what was done to her.
She was furious though.
But yeah, Pam was furious and it was done to her again. Like the sex tape was released without her consent, and people made lots of money on it. And now this show was made without her consent, and people made lots of money on it.
Yeah, I just don't know how that's legal as a public figure. It should be law like, oh, they get 20% or 25% of whatever we make if we're making it about a real person.
Yeah.
You know?
So, yeah. Well, let's wrap it up there, and we'll see you all next week for another episode. Bye.